Hey guys, Kingpin here. Welcome to episode 7 of TaleCraft. In case you missed the last episode, we sort of declared war on the pillagers, and they may or may not be mobilizing towards us right now, so we need to prepare for that, ASAP. Off camera, I saw probably 2 or 3 different patrols within an hour. I don't know if it's just because we're close to an outpost or we just took over an outpost, but they're starting to get gutsy and taking out our villagers too. And we only have one iron golem and not enough iron to make more, so I'm thinking we need to find a way to keep them out. Let's make a wall and some towers. Then we can see them coming and then act when they get here. In order to make a wall and towers strong enough to withstand the pillagers' army, we're going to need a lot of cobblestone. So we're going to need to find a new mine. Hopefully we can find one that's close to here, because the mine we've been using is pretty far away. Let's just dig down and see what we can find. We haven't really explored much of the underground under the village. Hopefully while we're down there we can find some redstone too, to make some traps for the pillagers when they try to attack. And maybe even an amethyst. I like the colors and want to use them in builds. Hey, check that out. Ooh, big ravine that goes all the way down to deep slate. We might be able to find some diamonds down here. Hopefully a lot of iron and maybe an amethyst and some redstone, just like we wanted. I'd rather deal with spiders and zombies than creepers and skeletons. Look at that baby zombie riding the big one. It makes him really fast too, and the hitbox changes. Whoa, that's not something you see every day. Pillagers beware. I thought that was basalt mixed in with the deep slate. Check that out, we found our first amethyst. The building blocks will be really helpful. The calcite looks really nice, and kind of official. And the amethyst is a nice color. Maybe we can even use it with that armor trim we found in the last episode. We don't need much from here right now, but we'll definitely remember where this is in case we need more later. Upon returning to the surface, I decided just to make some small little improvements. Make some arches here and there, add in some nice spruce trapdoors to give a little bit of bend to the builds. Then I fixed up the underside of the stairs and added some cobblestone underneath the cobblestone stairs to make it flow better into the path block. After that, I climbed the stairs and just blended in the little meeting area that the villagers use a little bit better with some cobblestone, path blocks, and mossy cobble. Speaking of mossy cobble, I decided to come over to the houses at the start of the village and add a little bit of gradient. A gradient in Minecraft is when you take a block like moss and blend it into a block like cobblestone using a transitioning block like mossy cobblestone, as you can see there. You add some mossy cobble, and then cobble to make it look like the build is all blending together. Now the trick to making this look good is to not do it by the books. Make it look messy. Add some mossy cobblestone here, add some moss here, add some cobble there. It's being overtaken by nature. That's what the moss is doing. It's not going to do it by the books and perfectly. And finally, all we have to do to make room for the wall is to do some terraforming and get rid of some dirt. Okay, I think I have the build planned out. Where I'm standing right now, there's going to be a tower, and sort of where that villager was just walking from and where that path is, that's going to be the main village gateway, and where those flowers are is going to be another tower. We're going to connect all of those towers with a big wall made of cobblestone, probably 3 or 4 blocks high. After that, we're going to detail it up, do some light gradient work with it, but the end goal of today is we're going to have a wall built from me to those hills over there. And hopefully that should protect our entire southern half of the village from the pillagers. There's no way they'll be able to get in here after we're done with this today. In the next episode, we'll build some traps and things to actually attack the pillagers. But for now, we just need to get a perimeter up to stop them from getting in. If they can't get in, they can't hurt us. And we're not too worried about hurting them until the raid starts, which isn't going to be for a while. I think they still have time to mobilize, and they're not quite ready yet, seeing as what we did to them last time. Keeping with our village's style, this tower is going to be the exact same dimensions as the one we built for our town hall. It's just a 3x3 square with the corners cut out. The reason I built those two so close together was because there's going to be a bridge over top of them, and then there's going to be a door in between them so the villagers can get in. This middle tower is going to be the easiest one to make. There's no elevation challenges, it's just a 3x3 tower that we've built before, so this will be easy. 8 blocks tall should be plenty. We'll be able to see the pillagers coming from far away. Usually I save gradient and detailing for last, but since these towers are all pretty easy to make, and they're only made of 2 different blocks as of right now, we're not using andesite yet, we don't really have a good source. I just decided to detail them while I was building, and it actually saved a lot of time. The staircase and the details on top are, like I said, the exact same as we did for our town hall build. It's just smooth stone and spruce to get up in a spiral staircase. Really easy. This part of the build was a little bit tricky. I first started by making a bridge between the 2 towers using an oak log. After that, I went up and made sure it was accessible. I had to switch out a stair with a spruce slab. Using a mixture of spruce slabs and spruce trapdoors, I was able to get a nice little curve going that added a lot of depth, and it looks really nice. Coming on top, I added every other block as a trapdoor on this side of the block, and then the 2 remaining I put on the other side of the block to make a little zigzag pattern when they're closed. Now for the hard part. I need to close this tower off, because I don't want to have every tower in this village look similar. I want to have 2, maybe 3 designs, but 2 is good for today. We'll mix it up later if we have to. But for now, we're just going to cover this off with some spruce. The hard part on this is making it tall enough. We don't want this thing to look flat. I think I did a good job though. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. Finally, on the outside of the tower that faces the outside of the village, I added a final guard post to look out for a raid or any potential intruders, closing the trapdoors, getting rid of this temporary block, and we'll be able to see how it looks. Wow, this turned out a lot better than I expected. With the door, I didn't really go over it, but there's 2 spruce doors, and the first one on the side that I am at right now has a trap door on it, so villagers can't escape through it. Villagers can't open trapdoors. Although this wall and these towers are definitely for defending the villagers and keeping the illagers out, a part we haven't gone over yet is it's also for keeping the villagers in. Villagers have a very good tendency to wander off and get themselves killed, whether it be by a patrol, zombies at night in an area that's not lit up, a trident drowned, which we've discovered recently are on the prowl over in this area, but we need to protect our people, especially when we start leveling them up, from the very threats of the overworld. Well, we have a wall now. Now we just need to detail it up, add some pillars, add some gradient, and make it look nice. Even though I said we're not building a trap today, this really isn't a trap. It's more or less just a way to get on the wall in case we'd ever need to come over for this area, in the tower's blind spot. It's just a simple stairway that gets us up, and we can see what's on the other side in case the pillagers decide to attack from this angle. We'll make another one on the other side of the gate, just in case they decide to try and scale this little hill. I made sure there were no access points. Every grass block is at least 2 blocks tall, so there's no way, not even the Ravagers that the raids bring, can jump up there. We should be safe over on this angle, but we'll do a double check after, just to be sure. And just like that, the southern half of the village is safe. The villagers can't get out, and nothing can get in. Off camera, I'm going to detail up the wall a little bit more. Nothing major, there's just too much cobblestone right now. But aside from that, I'm pretty happy with it. We can have a lot of different angles of attack, and nothing can get in. It's 100% safe. In the next episode, we'll make some traps on the outside of the wall using the redstone we found. I've never really tried to make traps from scratch. I know how to make some really basic pitfalls, maybe we can use some sweetberry bushes, and try to use some bees and maybe some llamas and pufferfish too. It'll be interesting to experiment. Like I said in this world, we're not using any tutorials, so everything I do, we're going to have to do on our own. Wow, I feel safer already. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all of you guys watching. Views are up tremendously since I recorded the last couple episodes, and I really can't thank you guys enough. I've never had this much fun playing Minecraft before, and I've put more hours into this game than I would care to admit here. This story really is the start of something special, and I'm thanking every one of you for coming on this journey with me, whether this is your first video or you've seen all of them. Thanks for coming on the ride. It's not ending anytime soon, I can promise you that. That being said, this is going to be the end of episode 7 of TaleCraft. Catch you in the next one. Kingpin out. See you real soon.